Let's go. We got bowling, baby. We got Dreamer, baby. Bowling's, you know, kind of sitting on the floorboard there. We got Sun Bear, baby. We got Dragon T, baby. Risen. Nobody cares about that.
This doesn't get a baby.
Baby! Yes! I love you! Baby! Yes! Baby! Yes! I love you! Baby! Yes!
DeFi Kingdoms, baby. DeFi Kingdoms for beginners. Do you not know anything about crypto? I got you. DeFi, decentralized finance. You got kids, you got a wife. DeFi Kingdoms, billions of dollars with Hero. Yes, baby, why? Amazing. GQ bot, he does. Yes. Even though there's no right or wrong way. Wonder where I'm at? Yes. Once upon a time, in the not too distant past. Baby. Yes.
Baby! Yes! I love you! Baby! Yes! Baby! Yes! Baby! Yes! It's gonna say let's go. We got bowling, baby. We got Dreamer, baby. Bowling's, you know, kind of sitting on the floorboard there. We got Sun Bear, baby. We got Dragon T, baby. Risen. Nobody cares about that.
This doesn't get a baby.
Baby! Yes! I love you! Baby! Yes! Baby! Yes! I love you! Baby! Yes!
DeFi Kingdoms, baby. DeFi Kingdoms for beginners. Do you not know anything about crypto? I got you. DeFi, decentralized finance. Finance. You got kids, you got a wife. DeFi Kingdoms, billions of dollars with Hero. Yes, baby, why? Amazing. GQ bot, he does. Yes. Even though there's no right or wrong way. Wonder where I'm at? Yes. Once upon a time, in the not too distant past. Baby, 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 baby. Yes.
Baby! Yes! I love you! Baby! Yes! Baby! Yes! Overboard there. Baby! Yes! It's gonna say
Ogre. Shout out to Dragonfly Tails on that DFK Tails, DFK_Tails, Twitter, baby. I love you guys. Okay, so let's catch up. What's going on? All right, so a year ago, it's coming up on a year. I was already a mess. My life, long story, it would take me hours to even try to explain it, okay? And I had just sold my business, but I was just not, it was weird. There's no way I could explain what's been going on in my life. It would take days. Okay. Then we had Terra Luna situation that I was a huge bull in, had a lot of people in there, you know, and then it was DeFi Kingdoms Bridge Hack and the DeFi Kingdoms FUD. And then it was Voyager, and it was also, I really got wrecked in the Phantom ecosystem and different ecosystems. Just got Sir Worm, baby. Okay. And so, all right. So much been going on. And I sat in bed, questing heroes, baby, 15 hours a day, sulking, like not even wanting to be alive for so long. It's crazy. And was so determined to shout from the rooftops, okay, this project DeFi Kingdoms, dream team of all dream teams, most phenomenal group of folks, the community, phenomenal, their vision, phenomenal, their core values. So that's the first thing I look at. Anytime I'm looking into a project, I look at the core values of the founder, their why, what's driving them, what they have going, okay? And then we look at the tokenomics. We look at its potential, the upside of a project, okay? The exposure that it's able to get, right, to the world, and the use case of the token and the project. And it's just like DeFi Kingdoms. Check, 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 check. But it was like driving me nuts the whole time. When the first FUD hit in early May, last year's coming up on about a year. I love you guys. The shout out to all you guys. Oh, baby. Okay. So I just couldn't help myself. It was just like it's what drove. I had no motivation. I was literally didn't leave the house for like a month, hardly. Okay. When that first hit. And then for even over this whole last year, even up to now, I haven't hardly functioned I still haven't even opened my mail for a whole year. And it's bad. It's like, I should show you this box of mail, and now more mail's piling up. I'm a mess. Okay. So, but I was just driven, right, to come to bat for this project, DeFi Kingdoms. And from a messaging communication standpoint, I felt that's its biggest weakness. Even though it's strong, right? It's still strong compared to most other crypto projects. DeFi Kingdoms, they're doing their weekly AMAs. Okay. They're communicating as best they can. They listen to community feedback as best they can. They're doing awesome. Okay. So But, you know, as time's gone on, it was kind of like, and I was reaching out to Frisky literally at May. I remember early May when this all first hit, we were talking about, hey, I could come be a part of the team. I had such a vision for it, okay, to do it, to help with different things. Just biggest part in the messaging, communication, like reading the room, connecting with people, making them feel heard, okay? And you know, the team, it doesn't look like, you know, at all that they're interested in me joining the DeFi Kingdoms team. And it's been discouraging. It's hard to keep going sometimes. It's hard. Like there's been so many times throughout the last, man, it's so weird. I feel like I started this channel like 3 months ago, but it's been like 9 months since I got going. Just so crazy. But there's times when it's like, you know, I used to have such mojo and magic in business, and my output that I was putting out is like, it reminds me of like what Brown Jen or Sandwich Punch or Bloater Punch, these guys are doing. The output I used to be able to put out was insane. The multitasking and then it's like weird. It's like my soul crashed and burned to the ground. Okay, over time. But business was successful. A lot of think crypto was successful, but then all that kind of went down the drain. Okay, literally, as time went on. And so I've even doubted myself at times. Like, can I even ever get my real mojo back? And so just so you guys know, it's what's so funny is that my actual output isn't even 20% of what it used to be. And oftentimes, you know, I'll be watching a video or, you know, something will just spark me and I can't help myself. It's like it brings life into my body. And that's when I come and I just can't help it. I'll do a video. But it's like, as far as like pure motivation to do anything in life, to even be alive at times, oftentimes has just been, it's been a slow, you know, rebuilding. It's like I'm a different person almost is what's so crazy. Okay. And so battling with discouragement, different things, even though it's been really good, it's opened up lots of opportunities, lots of connections, like going to Miami, not only connecting with the DeFi Kingdoms team, which has been awesome, and nothing's changed with DeFi Kingdoms with me at all. But it has been discouraging. So, I mean, at one point, like maybe a month or two ago, I was like, maybe I just haven't made it clear enough to the team and to the community, you know, kind of what I want to do. And I was only wanting to be a part of the DeFi Kingdoms team so that, you know, because I thought this is what's best, not for me at all. Take me out of the equation, but what's best for DeFi Kingdoms. I just knew I can get in there and help. Was able to help in a lot of ways and still will. Nothing is changing here. Nothing at all is changing. This isn't like some big announcement where really anything at all is changing. Nothing's changing. But I don't know if you guys just saw the tweet went out. When I first heard of Dragon's Crossing, I was just like, OMG. What the heck? This came out of nowhere. What is going on? What are these guys doing? It's crazy to embark and start a new project from scratch, from nothing, out of thin air. You just out of your own drive to do this. And the more I dug in, right, there is a lot of pushback. There's been some pushback to the community. We can talk about that. And I've listened to all the pushback that I've been able to find, see, chatted with some different folks out there. Okay. And then the more I get to know Bloater Punch, the more I get, and I feel like I already have a, you know, pretty decent, strong relationship with Sandwich Punch, but I didn't really know Bloater Punch too well, didn't know Baby Punch too well. And, you know, some of these other guys on the team. But the main thing for me was getting the original why. Starts there. What is his why? Why is he doing this? Okay. And then really getting a deep feel and understanding for his vision, his passion, his purpose, his cause, his why, and his core values, what he's doing. And so what he's done is he's out of nowhere. He couldn't sleep one night over a year ago, and he's always been a gamer, right? So he has deep understanding of different games like Dungeons and Dragons and several other games that he mentioned that I don't have any clue. I was a big gamer when I was like my kid's age, okay? But it was more really sports. And so as time keeps going on, okay, and I get to know these guys, he's got a solid, deep understanding of these games, and he's always kind of, even going back years past, had a vision for a game, but it's kind of like the daunting task of creating a project out of nowhere, out of nothing. It's just crazy, but he did it. So, and he gets with Sandwich Punch, who I trust, a lot and love. He gets with Baby Punch. He gets with some of these different guys. All right. Lawyers. Granite is a lawyer. And we know Sandwich Punch is a lawyer. And he wants to put his vision and actually do it, which is nuts. It's so crazy. And so for a whole year goes by, and he does a seed round. He raises money. So other people investing money caught the vision, like real awesome people too, by the way, forked out some money. And these guys, Bloater Punch, Baby Punch, Sandwich Punch, Brown Gent, Granite, Metis, still need to meet him. I need to get these guys on the channel. I need to get to know these guys more. I want to get them all on the channel. Okay. The more I get to know him, it's like I reach out to him. I reached out to him, by the way, just so you guys know. I'm the one that reached out to Bloater Punch. Okay. And I'm like, hey, how can I help you guys? I want to help you guys because this is nuts. You're actually doing this. Okay. And then also realizing they haven't taken a dime. So the project solely depends on, he's basically putting his money where his mouth is, right? He could have taken an income doing all this. They raised enough money. He could have taken an income. He's taken nothing. He's getting some of the tokens, and it's an awesome, phenomenal token launch compared to any other project I've practically ever seen out there. Ever. It's a phenomenal, fair token launch. The seed investors and the founders and the staff and those guys, whoever is getting paid, which is less than 5% of the total supply of the token. Now, I'm not 100% sure on that, but I'm pretty sure when I looked at the tokenomics, it's less than 5% goes to the team. Okay, which is right off the bat, phenomenal. Also, it's a linear schedule where the team doesn't just dump the token. So if this thing flops, if the game sucks, if it's a joke, if it's just AI generated artwork and a cheesy game, okay, the thing's going to flop. He's not going to make any money. No, right? So I can't imagine him, the big brains also behind this, and the developers behind this are absolute first class, 5-star developers. Amazing. Yeah. Sardo, you guys, if you would have known me years back, if you would have seen my actual 100% output, but see, here's what's happening. I'm starting to, largely due to the encouragement I've gotten from the community, from the DeFi Kingdoms community, from other communities that I've been connecting with, like Undead Blocks, which I'm going to get them on the channel soon, by the way, like the Wait community with the next Crypto Gym project. All this encouragement I keep getting everywhere. Okay. And the more I've spoken with Bloater, I just caught a vision, and I feel like I'm starting to come back alive. No kidding. I've felt so dead up to this point. And so I just feel like, oh, you think there's output now? You think there's look out at what's coming. And it's just the more I talk about it. So I first get to talking with Bloater. How can I help you guys? You know, is this even possible? We talked about even being on staff. I told him my vision for DeFi Kingdoms, how it's just not working out. It's all good. You know, it's actually doesn't really change anything for DeFi Kingdoms, you know, on their side. But I told him, I kind of shared with him the vision I had with DeFi Kingdoms, right? But I was thinking, and then he's like, you know what? I'll think about that. Let me talk to Brown Gent, talk to Sandwich Punch and these guys, some of the different guys, you know, and I just thought, Ice Cube's chance in hell, you know, I could ever. I'm such a mess for one. My headspace. I like, you know, anybody that has their SHIT together, okay, and when they're trying to deal with me and scheduling and different things, you'll know I'm a mess. All right, I'm kind of flaky. It's hard for me to be consistent. It's hard for me to just have my SHIT together. And that's just because of my mental health, really, honestly. But it's like I can't, it's weird. The way I'm wired, it's real. Like for my whole life, my dad, I was like a drill sergeant. My dad was like a drill sergeant, right? And I was Mr. On the ball, dot the I's, cross the T's, and just Mr. Hardcore in everything I did. Mr. Disciplined. Sleep schedule, all that, you know, all the time. And it was judgmental, you know, and then I continuously over the last 20, 30 years of my life been broken, and or 20, 25 years of my life. It's a breaking of Grady all the way until Grady basically died. It's like weird. I can't even explain it. It's like my soul and my spirit died about a year ago. Okay. And so the only thing in my life that I've really had going at all, okay, is this YouTube channel, which is so wild. And as you know, it's kind of like, hey, well, let's give this a go, see how it goes. I mean, I know in my innermost being, I could do a YouTube channel and absolutely kick ass. You know, if I really had my mojo back, and I know I can do it. It wasn't a question of, I've already proven it's not about me trying to prove anything to myself. I've already done it. I've already succeeded. I've already had successful businesses. It's like more of like, man, do I even have that in me at all? And it's not even that I cared whether or not I have it in me at all. Let's just give this a go, see how it goes. As has gone on, you know, I start catching a vision, all the encouragement I get, and it's like, hey, this is happening. This is real. And that's where it's been like, and it was really real with some of the connections I made with DeFi Kingdoms and some of the different things. Like, I feel like there were some breakthroughs that happened, but not with the team. You know, it's like a brick wall. I don't get it. And so, but it's okay, because I don't want to like force the team. I didn't want to force the team, put them in a spot to where they're like, look, Grady, we love you, but you know, we don't feel, maybe it's for several valid reasons, you know, we don't feel like, you know, it's maybe the best thing to have you on the team, or whatever they would say. You know, I didn't want to, but I just realized the unspoken message was loud and clear to me. It's like, you know, no, it's like basically a no. So, all right, we got Doug Hype. He's coming on, but hang on. Let me finish this here. Okay, I love it. Doug, I freaking love you. So a few more minutes here. Okay, so as I'm talking with Bloater Punch, it's like, there's no way this could ever happen. First of all, I'm a mess. They don't know. I know Sandwich Punch and Brown Gent knows me. And Brown Gent knows me to be not the most stable guy. Like, he's like Mr. Dot your I's, cross your T's. And I need to be able to function 100% in my strengths and 0% in my weaknesses, because it just like won't happen if I'm trying to do things that I'm not good at and don't love doing. Okay. So it's like, if I'm doing things that I love doing and I'm great at, and I've got the backing of the team that believes in me, and the team has my back, and we're all on the same page, not going to happen. And also, it's like, I wouldn't really, there's not too many projects that I would actually put my name behind, you know, and want to represent on a team. Okay. And there's really hardly anything out there that I'd want to represent out there on a team. And there's a lot of projects that I'm like, hey, I'm interested in. I might dollar cost average into a little bit, but as far as actually being on a team, so I'm just as time goes on, I'm just thinking probably not ever going to happen. Ice Cube's chance in hell. Well, then Bloater Punch hits me back. And I thought for sure he'd be like, we want to work with you and, we love you. But as far as being on the team, I don't know. I just thought he would kind of let me down easy on that. And then I was even unsure myself. But he was like, instead, and I was almost sure that was the case because like a couple days, I remember went by. This is all real recent. Okay. So, and, we talked about him coming on the show. We finally got him on the show. And so, okay. And then he hits me back. And I thought for sure, because there's like no communication with me. And then a little bit I had with Brown Gent, but not really between this little time period. I don't know. It's just a little bit ago. Like a week ago or less than a week ago. I don't even know. I'm such a time warp. Okay. He hits me back and he's like, yeah, we want you on the team. Everyone is super pumped. And I'm like, really? So I had to be like, whoa, okay, let me think about this. Let me really, because the last thing I feel like I haven't fully wrapped my mind around is the game itself. Right. And they still have just launched little tiny teasers, right? So we don't really know. We haven't really seen what's all about the game. Okay. But then as I continue talking with Bloater Punch, because after the show I did it with him the other day, after I did that show the other day with him, and then I talked with him for about like another hour, I think. Was that when we did it? Okay. And it was like, I just had such a peace and a vision. Catching a vision for this. So get this. Here, we're all on the same page, 100%. It's like just such an awesome setup. Here's part of what I envisioned myself with DeFi Kingdoms, right, was helping to moderate the AMAs and also do daily videos for DeFi Kingdoms and be literally but also sort of like unofficially, like officially, but unofficially be a part of the team. DeFi Kingdom. So I still have my freedom. I still want to do whatever it is that I want to do. And that's totally the case here. So check. I need total freedom to be able to do what I want to do. I want to talk about what I want to talk about. I want to get different projects in here, not just focus on one project. It hasn't necessarily always been my goal, but that just kind of happened because I'm just so inundated in DeFi Kingdoms. Okay. It's not necessarily been my goal to just focus on one project, right? And I want to help spread the word in that way. Like the more you connect with different communities, with different things, right? So like for example, as we're connecting with the weight community, that's like a hourglass community, baby. They're really interested in DeFi Kingdoms naturally. Now, are they just going to come ape into the game? No, but few of them might be coming in here, buying up some jewel, might be getting in some of these gardens. That's how it started with me. That's how it started with most of us. Not too many of us just jumped right in day one and started buying heroes and learning all about this. We kind of start tippy-toeing in. Baby. Yes, Ken. Thank you guys. Right. And so I always wanted to be like, yes, I wanted to be able to give feedback to DeFi Kingdoms on things like, for example, on planning and what they're doing and parts of their development. Like, for example, when dark summoning, I would have had a real strong heart-to-heart conversation about dark summoning with Hubert and the team. I would have had a lot of feedback there before it was launched. Okay. And I would have been okay with them not, taking my advice, but just to have a voice in there, before, instead of it just get launched. And then it's like post alpha, post launch, it would be nice. And I've heard a lot of feedback from the DeFi Kingdoms community. That was part of my vision, was to sort of like be a conduit between the community and the team and not have the pressures as much of what somebody like a Bolin has, because Bolin has to be he's like official part of the team, you know, type. So he's always so measured. He has to be kind of more corporate, measured with his words and this and that, right? And he's got to keep a lot of the secrets, alpha secrets that he can't share. And he has to be real careful, you know, probably overly careful with what he can and cannot say, right? And that's like, I wanted to somehow still have the freedom to share and be like a part of the community, actually relate to a normal average Joe community guy out there, okay, but also still somehow sort of be a part of the team at the same time, where I can give the feedback, okay, and if they need to keep a secret, then keep me out of it, right? That was always sort of how I had it in my mind. Well, I get to talking with Bloater, with Brown Gent, and I'm like, is there a way we can make this work where I can still have total freedom? I can be doing daily videos on DeFi Kingdoms. I can do videos on Dragons Crossing. I can do videos on get the undead blocks in here, get the mind. So I think I'm getting the mind games. Got to see what this is all about. Got to pin them down and see if it's legit. That's what I want to see, if it's for real, this mind game things. We don't know who these devs are. I want to get to know these devs and their vision, right? It seems a lot like a copycat, in a lot of ways of DeFi Kingdoms, but maybe not. Maybe it's, maybe they actually have something good going. So I think I'm going to get them on the channel. Maybe like they're about to mint their Gen Zeros. And I was actually wanting to get them on before that. It was like, I don't know if that's going to work out. Might be right after, but if I can get them on like tomorrow, I think is the day before the mint, going to do that. I want to tap into like the weight community, Next Crypto Gym, and connect with these guys. And so same page, total freedom. Bloater Punch loves it. And if anything, this is how it's a win-win-win for all these different ecosystems, is it brings exposure. That's what DeFi Kingdoms desperately needs, is more exposure. It's like a fledgling ecosystem. It's killing me. It's like, and it's almost like here lately, we've been losing people out of the ecosystem. There's just the sentiment, man. Okay, because of the delays and just discouragement. It's like what the bear market does. It brings us down. Okay, and so I'm talking with Bloater Punch about freedom, talking about he'll just let me do my thing. They have no like stipulations. The only stipulations really is to help manage the partnerships, which that's just me anyways. I'm the one going to be trying to make the partnerships. So I'm just connecting with all these different people. Okay. And so it's like, but here's where it's just so cool. So that is like huge. And what's so cool is I'm going to be not in the know, just like the average Joe community of what's going on, of like anything that is a secret that the community doesn't know, I'm not going to know either. And I don't want to know, because I'm such an open book guy. I hate keeping secrets. I hate it. It drives me nuts. Right. But at the same time, I want to get in on the initial planning of what they're thinking about doing. And then they can make the final decisions and keep me out of the loop. But as long as they will hear me out and value that opinion, they don't have to listen to me or do anything I say, but as long as they're hearing it out, because I'm going to be sharing my thoughts on what they want to do. And it's also going to represent the community's thoughts. So the community for Dragons Crossing is going to be able to come right in and have direct connection with an actual team member who's also in their same footsteps, in their same place. I'm not going to have any alpha for the most part. Okay. Now there might be times when it might just have to happen occasionally where I do get alpha that I can't drop yet. Okay. But as least little amount as possible, and hopefully none. I don't want any alpha that the community doesn't know about yet. And so I'll be able to come represent and do daily, maybe not every single day videos necessarily, maybe not every single day, but do maybe almost daily AMA type videos where we're training, we're helping bring in new people into the game. Okay. They love it that I can just sit here at home, listen to guys like George, I'm George, sit here and super chat them, reach out to guys like Hustle, try and get on their channel. Okay. And I just have total freedom to do whatever I want to do, as long as I can help manage those partnerships, which I do anyways, like in my sleep. It's just a natural flow of what already happens. And so I'm going to become an absolute guru of this game. Right now, I don't fully wrap my mind around it. And there's still a lot more I'm going to learn about even their vision and the team and their core values. And I'm going to actually write it out on a chart. It'll be like a infographic, core values of Dragons Crossing. We're going to work on things like that. Okay. And I'm just going to know everything there is to know as far as from a community standpoint about this game, and be able to give every single ounce and amount of alpha that anybody could ever have on this game from a community member's perspective. I'm going to play the game too. So we got to clarify that. I'm not going to try and play and win and be the best, but I'm going to come on live on a regular basis and play the game just like any average Joe out there plays the game. And I'm going to try and compete, and just have fun. So what I know, because they said the team is not going to be playing the game as far as, and I don't even fully understand it, still don't wrap my mind around it, but from a competitive standpoint, they don't want people on the team who might have an unfair advantage. So I'm certainly not going to do that. I'm not going to be doing things in the game that will give me an unfair advantage against somebody else, but I want to get in here, play the game live on air with you guys. Okay, baby, use the hype chain. So Doug Hype's been waiting on me this whole time. So that, and they love that. So they're on the same page. The team is on the same page. And I'm sure I'm going to say things wrong, that I can't say. It's a big no-no, which is kind of already a natural thing anyways. I can sit here and joke about selling your kidneys and selling your husbands, okay, and buying up Jewel and Heroes in a comical type of way. But we just got to be careful as far as with the SEC and regulations about, pushing anything in this as an investment, for securities risk and this and that. And so, you won't be hearing that as much. I'll be more conservative, especially, I'll still be aping into DeFi Kingdoms and stuff, even though I'm so overexposed in the ecosystem already. But okay, just have to be a little more careful with how we phrase things, and that's how their vision is anyways. It's a game that you can get into that costs money, okay, to play, to buy an NFT, different things. But it's all about your performance, and playing in the game is the only way you can win and make money. So all of those things is what we have to be careful saying. And me, I'm just Mr. Loosey Goosey. So I probably will have to have the team make sure I'm not overstating anything. Yeah, baby. Storm is brewing. So, and Doug Hype, man, it's man, if we could get this guy in on the project, ooh, okay. So let's do it right here. Hey, Kong, I love this support. Doug Hype, you are now live on stream. Thanks for waiting. That was at least 10 minutes?
Oh, here I am. Can you hear me?
Baby. You're here.
Oh, I'm here. You guys, I just jumped in from all the meetings and stuff I was doing, right? Oh, here, let me change my settings right. And I'm so excited about all this stuff going on with you.
Right.
I actually, dude, the thing that's crazy is when I jumped and look at this, is ghosts following me around, ghost behind me.
Oh yeah. Oh, I know.
Okay, so today's Saturday, right, Grady? Today's Saturday. Yesterday was St. Patrick's Day. Want to know what else other day it was yesterday, guys? It was freaking Bloater Punch Day yesterday. Let me tell you something.
Oh.
Yeah. See, this is how I roll, baby. I come in with a fist flying, all right? I sucker you in. I'm bringing it. I'm like Neo in the Matrix. I'm come over here. And then I'm bam, Bloater Punch Day, right? I had all these meetings with Bloater Punch and different projects and stuff, and I got to really talk to him more and let him know who I was because he wanted to get to know me because he didn't really know me very well, right? And just from like jumping on like these spaces and stuff and all the stuff we do here. And Grady, you've got a big background with all these guys and everyone hanging out together and like talking about DeFi Kingdoms and gaming. And I have come in more recently, have just been like, hey, I'm really into this. Let's hang out and stuff. And so I started also setting them up with like people I knew to just try to help the game Dragon Crossing, right? To be like, hey, because it's not just that I'm trying to help. It's also that I think Dragon Crossing is going to be a great game and the people that are associated with it are going to be really happy that they are. So, you know, when you have all these associations of people you know and you go like, hey, you got to check out this game because their town halls have been fantastic. Their team is just like above board. They're so well spoken and they're all about the community. For me, Grady, the big thing is that like they're going so above and beyond of like all this stuff, not paying themselves, having all the coin allocation spread out, being really upfront about everything, like having these town halls, right? And not only that, being having a game that's really player focused on actually playing the game as opposed to just like, let's give the whales and liquidity pool people, you know, all this, whatever. Like, they're like, no, it's going to be even playing field pretty much like for everybody, like everything points towards it just being for the gamer itself and a game made by gamers. That's going to be cool. And I'm like, if this game is a very successful game, which it definitely could be, other people are going to be really wish that they would have been a part of it from the beginning or had good relationships with this game, right? So, and plus meeting Bloater Punch and all the other punches and everyone involved, you being involved, Grady, I'm like, it's a hands down knockout, no questions asked. It's so easy for me to just go to people and be like, hey, go and have a meeting with these guys, check out what they're doing, right? That kind of stuff, right? And that's the kind of stuff people want to hear, where they're just like, oh yeah, you think it's great? Like, I'll check it out. And that's the thing, Grady, like you get so pumped about all this stuff, and I do too. Like it's really exciting. And so I got done with all these meetings, you know, and there's more of them happening and stuff, right? Because, you know, Grady, when we have our energy and we're having fun in Web3 and we're here for the people and all these people, everyone in the chat, so the community, the Mythic Squad, the Mythic Squad stream the other night was amazing. Like everyone in Mythic Squad is way too smart. I'm just like, hey, like, can I borrow part of your brain, Mythic Squad, right? And so into the game and doing all the cool things like the egg hatching and stuff. And I'm like, bro, I wish I would have got that egg hatching thing. I love it. I think it's so amazing and so great and so much fun. And so it's just natural, right? Like we go and be like, hey, you know, the Altera Game Pass and all this stuff. I'm like, you should try to get on the Altera Game Pass, and if you can, like, and then get more exposure for your game and be tied into all these other games like Undead Blocks, which are amazing, right?
I can't wait to get them on the channel, baby.
Well, that's the thing, man. It's like these guys that from Dragon's Crossing never even don't even really know Undead Blocks exist, because that happens a lot in Web3. And I'm like, Undead Blocks just came in like third for top Web3 games. So you know what I mean? Like, there's just a lot of things happening in Web3. And when you just naturally see it, like I'm really good friends with Kyle, who is one of the founders of Undead Blocks, right? Because I called him on the phone months and months ago, and I'm like, hey, bro, I really like what you're doing with your game. And then I got him in a ton of Twitter spaces and lots of exposure and all kinds of stuff, right? Whenever he's in a Twitter space or doing anything, he texts me like immediately, right? And that's the things, we rely on each other for recommendations for things, places to go, stuff to see, whatever, right? And as people, because like someone like Kyle, who I'm good friends with, and I joke with them, and we bet when we play against each other, we bet stuff, hamburgers, whatever, because we're like really passionate. And Grady, then I find you, and I'm like, dude, Grady is like totally in here with me. Like we share a brain. Like let's go. Let's like 100 miles an hour. Let's go. Like hit the gas, sixth gear. You know what I'm saying? Like let's have fun. And
so fun.
You know, look, I have another VIP bracelet from last night. I was having fun, right? Like all this stuff that we do, right? Like all over the place. I don't even know, like, where did this come from? Oh, it's my VIP band from last night. Anyways, at a secret speakeasy penthouse party, right? Because in life, you get presented things and opportunities from the people that you know, the people that you bring around you, the people that you seek out. Maybe you don't speak out those specific people, but they're part of organizations or groups or things that you really like. You go and go meet with them, go hang out with them, and you're like, oh, this guy Grady I met's awesome. I got to find out more about him, right? And that's how you bring in your circle of people that you do a lot of stuff with, and it's so cool and fun. Like last night at that party, I'm hanging out with my buddy Zach, and he spent half the night remodeling this new condo he bought. He owns like 7 condos downtown. Well, condos are insanely expensive downtown Denver, that he's renovating into a hotel. He's the youngest hotelier in the state of Colorado. And he's like, dude, are you ready to go on a boat? He's like, look at all these pontoon boats and big boats I have. And he's like, we got this and that. And he's like, are you ready? And I'm just like, sir, do I look ready? I'm like, I'm pretty ready. Might need to like rainproof this. But anyways, my point is, Grady, that all those things matter, and they're so awesome and genuine, and only real people can do that. A computer can't do all this stuff. So all those meetings went really well. I don't know what's going to happen with me and Dragon's Crossing or whatever, that is all to be determined. But like right now where we stand, you're in this awesome like lane where you're like, boom, let's go Dragon's Crossing. We've been talking about a lot. And I was just on the phone. I was literally just got off the phone while you were on this show with Michael, the founder of Altera, telling him like, bro, you need to get Dragon's Crossing on your Game Pass, because they have a big Game Pass where you can access all these games like Xbox Game Pass. And I'm like, you got to meet with him. This game's going to be awesome. The community's awesome. Crypto Grady's awesome. All this stuff, right? And Altera's going to be a big MMO like World of Warcraft. Like the big thing that Dragon's Crossing was trying to avoid by being smaller and making it much faster to market and easier to do, right? So I'm like, and he's all about certain things with his game. And I'm like, dude, Dragon's Crossing is going to be dope. I explained it a little bit to him, and he's like, yeah, that sounds cool. And I'm like, bro, like it's all about the gamers. Like this is what Web3 gaming really needs to be, of like this thing. And it's that shared value. If you bring in, when I'm bringing in these awesome games to Altera, Michael's like, this is great. And I brought in other games that he's in love with. Right now when we're in talks with so many amazing Web3 games that are like with a huge user base to be on our Game Pass. And Michael's like, I'm helping along all that stuff. Our team is. And that's the thing, is like, it brings a lot of value. So these are the things that are important, because you have your community, you have all this stuff happening in a brilliant game, but you need to have project associations and partnerships to really make it to that top level. And somebody even came out at that event we were at, the gamer event, in Denver, crypto. That guy that came up and talked after me, I talked to him outside, and he's like, Doug, I am the top analytic dude in North America when it comes to NFTs gaming. And he's like, this is what I'm going to tell you. I have a video of this. I recorded him. And he's like, there's 3 things that determine whether you're going to have success in Web3. And one of the biggest ones is your partnerships. Like, what brands are you associated with? It might be your investment firm, your VC thing, all that stuff. It might be something else. It might be a game studio. But having a big name with somebody, because it's not just the name recognition, is they open doors for you, right? Yeah. Like we're talking about me and you doing. Yeah. But also they do that. They open doors for you and get other things too. So all those things really matter. And that's why gaming is always trying to do this. Like, even if you're in the community right now and you are like knowing this amazing game and you're like, hey, this game's so great, tell people about it and be like, hey, you should go talk to these guys or something, right? That's how magic happens. I mean, that's literally
myself. I can't even help myself.
Right.
This is a natural.
You just do it. And it's a good time. It's good and stuff and everything. My thing's going crazy behind me. It's so weird. It's like a thunderstorm. But that's the thing, when you naturally really have passion about a game or anything in life, and it's pure and you're just there to love it and support it, it comes out and people see it and people love it and they want you around. So they want you to be around. They want to have fun times with you. You know what I mean? Keep that positivity. Don't go around like fudding and being whatever, or like being negative. Just go to what you love to do. Go to the game you like to do, the people you like to be around, and be just like balls to the wall, super excited, right?
Yeah.
All day, every day. Like you're a 5-year-old kid or a puppy, right? We're just puppies out here. Look at, I literally am a real life puppy. Okay.
Yeah.
For real. People are petting me last night.
When you see these guys doing this, right? It's the balls that it took to actually do this. And they're like family, and I trust them. I love them. And it's like, I can't help myself, but like, you guys realize how effing hard it is to actually launch a project. Oof. Let me see.
It is really hard.
I just couldn't even help myself but want to come alongside him and help him,
right.
Especially Sandwich Punch, man. He's like such an anchor, I think, for this project. And he's someone I trust and know and love, like big time trust. So the core values are there. It's like, I just can't help myself. And Doug, you were one of the ones that helped me just keep my bearings straight. So I know you would have shot me straight if you got weird vibes from Bloater.
I do. You know, it's funny because I actually spent this morning sending messages through Telegram to certain Web3 groups like that do big shows and like Twitter Spaces and stuff, and people I'm friends with, and telling them like, hey, this person on your show that you work with, I do not like them. Like, I just don't. These are the reasons why. Combine. It's not just their actions, but the vibe and everything, and the people they attract. And I'm like, and I kind of at first was hesitant, and they could tell, and they're like, just tell me, like, please tell me anything that you're thinking, because it's cool, and I just want to know it, like, just please. And I did, and I gave them this big thing, and they're like, yeah, they're like, I actually heard the same stuff from other people too. And it's one of those things where you don't want to be a negative person, but like, you want to be crazy honest. You know what I mean? Because the reason I do that is because the person I'm talking to, I care about them so much and see how hard they're working and how much amazing stuff that they're accomplishing. I'm just like, I can't sit around and watch something happen where like it could detract from that and be a problem. I got to step in and be, and because you know that person's thinking about it. You know, they're thinking like, hey, I don't know about this kind of situation very much. And so they want their friends to be honest with them and be like, hey, am I thinking the right thing? What should I really do here? And a good friend will tell you what you really, really need to hear, not from ego or from whatever. It's just what they see, completely honestly with it, and then allow that person to make a decision and say like, hey, if you still want to keep going that direction, cool. I don't know all the details, and maybe it's great, but that's just what I see. And I don't want to cause like controversy, but I just want to be supportive. And that's the kind of thing. So we talk about that a lot. It's so important to be really, really honest. You can't be this passionate and kind and care about stuff and be not real. Like it's weird when people are like that. You can pick up on it, right? When it's just not like a real thing.
Yes. And
right, Grady? I mean, it's just hard to hide it.
I was so surprised. I thought you'd at least be a little bit more skeptical, but the more you listen to Bloater Punch and these guys, you just like, they're on point.
Well, you just want to believe them above everything. When everything I've seen in town halls is great, they're up late at night hanging out with like Mythic Squad. Like, I'm broke. Like, what more can you ask?
Right.
And when people do that, you want to go to war with them. You want to be like, hey, look at these guys busting their butt, because we sort of have an idea like how hard it is to run a business and all this stuff. I mean, making a game, I've never done that, but you know, I'm not like I'm like, I work with Altair in different games, but I'm not the founder that's trying to work directly with the devs and build from scratch, right? So that's the thing. Like, I don't know what that's like, but you can kind of relate a little bit. Me and you, Grady, we've like owned businesses, we've done things, and it's a lot of work, and you have to trust people and care about people and all these things. And it's a very vulnerable position you're in, and you're trying to do something to really believe in. When Bloater Punch is talking about, hey, I woke up in the middle of the night sweating, I had to call you, and I just need to talk about this and get this off my chest. Right. Like, when you hear people talk about their life, their whole life, and how things are working and what they care about, then it's like, you just got to like be there for them. You got to support them and be like, hey, you know, what can I do to be supportive? So when I met with them Friday, I was like, Bloater Punch, I'm like, hey, I really just believe what you're doing. I love the town halls, all the stuff I tell you, Grady. And I'm like, here's some people that I think you should meet. And I'm like, I'm just doing it to be helpful, whatever. I don't care. You don't have to work with me or whatever. Like, I just want to know more about you guys and see if I can be helpful. And I want to play the game, and I want to be part of it, like, and be part of whatever's going on and have fun. And I have a lot going on. I don't need to be associated with Dragon Quest or Dragon Crossing or any game. Whatever, you know, I'm very busy, not to say to like flex on that, but it's just the case. I'm always editing. I'm always getting over my head of doing too much content, too many things, shooting too many random videos at Eat Denver, and trying to figure stuff out. But so we are very particular with our time in a way. So, but my time is spent with what I think is valuable, like people like yourself, these communities. And I told Michael in our meeting today, I was like, Michael, my whole plan is I just want to be in all the gaming communities and the ones I really care about, and meet all the peoples and make friends, and everything will just happen naturally, and great stuff's going to happen. Like, that's it. And then later in the meeting, Michael's like, Doug, I really think we just need to build like friendships. And I'm like, Michael, what do you think I've been doing for the past 2 months? Right? Like, you know, people, their own brains are telling them the same thing. We got to build long-term, build the relationships, build the friendships. When the market starts coming back up, the people that were here You hear this a lot. They're like, oh, in the bear market, blah, blah, blah. But the thing is that if you build the relationships now,
yes,
it's going to be much easier now than when things start booming. When things start booming and there's more attention and more stuff happening, it's going to be harder.
Yeah.
And
there's
and it's better to always have that in place
out there, that trying to get everyone's attention.
Well, dude, you hear that like the Fortnite Epic Studios is going to drop like 20 games that are NFT games and all this stuff happening, right? You hear this and you're like, whoa, like stuff's about to go down. Because you know what happened a year ago when everything was booming like crazy, all these studios started going like, maybe we should do something here. And in the meantime, in the secret behind the scenes in their cave back there with their sticks and stuff, they're like, hey guys, let's make a game or something and then we can drop it and blah, blah, blah. So people behind, well, you don't even know about it and things are happening. But that's part of the reason we want to support the Web3 games here, like Dragon's Crossing, DeFi Kingdoms and all this stuff, Altera, whatever, because these are the people in here, us in the Web3 community, right? Yeah. I want everyone to succeed. I want Fortnite and Epic Games to do well, but I really want the people that are here building and in the community to be the ones that are like holding the torch for Web3, right? And having a voice and being heard and being thought of as leaders in the ecosystem and not Fortnite and Epic Games, right? It's fine. They can make games. And I played Fortnite today, Grady. You know what I'm saying? I played it today. I'm a dude that's like, I play all the games, do all the things. I don't hate on anybody. I love all the things. Yeah. But like, I just want things like Dragon Crossing to have a voice, right? I want shows like this to have a voice as much as possible.
Dude, so you've hit on several core values that have really caught my attention over and over and over. Your first one is like, you're an honest to a fault guy. So I already know this about Doug, that Doug would have like shot it down hard if he didn't believe in it.
I was ready for it. I was ready for it to be like, they'll come out and be like, whatever. And I'd be like, it's all right. But then Bloater Punch is such a great speaker. He's so himself. He can't not be himself. You know what I mean? Like,
and he's such a nerd geek guy.
Yes. And what he's doing, he's broadcasting from his Web 2 office cubicle. Like, it's like, is this Office Space the movie, bro? Like, do you have a stapler? Where's your stapler, bro? Like, do you walk into work and they're like, well, hey, what you been up to? And he's like, I don't know, just fishing, making Web3 games, whatever, throwing down Dragon's Crossings, whatever, And they're like, yeah, you sound like management material, Bloater Punch. Well, you deserve a raise, like in the movie Office Space when he just doesn't go to work. He's sitting there just streaming from his Web 2 job, like, hey, everybody, let's stream for like 4 hours about, Dragon's Crossings. I'm like, I'm so here for this. I was like, this is the best ever. I love it so much. Like it was so much fun. He's sitting there with his tie.
Yeah, it's hilarious. So I love your energy. I love your core values first and foremost. You're like an authentic dude behind the fur coat and the sunglasses and all. It's like a fun experience. It's half a joke. It's like you make fun of yourself.
You're so
hilarious.
But that's what we all do in gaming, right, Grady? We all have our insider jokes and stuff. I made that whole joke up about like we were talking about Princess Bride and the Six Finger Man. And apparently Mythic Squad does not understand the joke, okay? I don't know where you've been, Mythic Squad, but you're on my list. You're going into the pit of despair, all right? And you get the suction cups.
Baby.
All right, here. Anyways, my point is that we're having so much fun.
Yes.
And look at all these comments, man.
Yes.
Alexi is saying like, why don't you have 1,000 streams? You need to be onboarding 100,000 people. Exactly what I've been saying all day, every day. I literally was at Denver on the stage, partially on the stage, Crypto Grady filming me. And I'm like, look, everybody, including Undead Blocks, DeFi Kingdoms, and all you guys, community managers. I'm like, these people in your community, the influencers that are there already are the people that you need to be standing on their shoulders. And you need to be supporting them as much as possible because that is where the onboarding is. That is where getting people engaged is. And people helping people learn about the game and kicking. It's like literally, like in my mind, the crypto gated promo for whatever situation is literally like it's smoky. You don't know what's going on. It's like Armageddon, and the door just all of a sudden gets kicked in like Arnold Schwarzenegger style. And there's Crypto Grady coming in, and he's just ready to save the day. Like, and then you've got like, dark summoning pits and thunder and lightning and all this stuff happening around you. There's like summonings happening, and there's like, all these like, thieves and like legionnaires and berserkers running around, right? And Crypto Grady is just like, boom, let's do this. And he's like leading the charge and everybody's like, let's go. And like, that's the sentiment all the time. I mean, we were shouting out baby during the freaking Dragon's Crossing thing. Like, they can't get enough of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was even doing it in the chats in the Discord, yelling out ogre baby, like baby. Bro, remember when we were at Eat Denver and we're in the stands and you're just cheering like DeFi Kingdoms, and it was like Macho Man level, like just hype thrown out there. And the people on that stage, do you know what they did? They kind of laughed, right? And they're like having a good time. If that was the Dragon's Crossing squad, and if it was Bloater Punch on that stage or me, we would have been like, fuck yes. We would have been like, fucking rock and roll forever. This is what we're fucking doing. We're kicking ass and like taking names, and we're knocking the door down in Web3, baby. We would start shouting out like crypto baby. It would have turned into a damn riot, okay? Because like that's what's happening in these spaces, all right? You know what I'm saying? Like that there right there in Crypto Grady is why I'm comfortable with Dragon's Crossing, because they're not, even though they're streaming from corporate headquarters in a cubicle, like office-based style, Bloater Punch is ready to kick down the damn door. He's like, let's go, Brady. He's like, yes, baby. He can't get enough, ogre baby. You know what I'm saying? He's like, ogre baby, let's go, right? I'm going to become a Grady impersonator, all right? I'm going to put a hat on and a shirt and do it, and they'll be like, is that Crypto Grady? Who is that? Is that the one and only Crypto Grady? I'll be like, ogre baby, you know? Baby. And they'll be like, they're like, this sounds a little different. Is that the same guy? I don't know. But that's the thing about it, Grady, that's the reason we have these connections, these communities, because we can feel that extra level of radical cyberpunk, kick the door down, fanatical, like beautiful humanism in people that are just like so crazy. Like, they're not like, hey, maybe I might have time for a meeting later. They're like, bro, let's do this. Like, I need a meeting with you. Like, let's figure it out.
Yes.
All right.
Okay. So, dude, look, I just clicked on his channel, and this is Cryptos RS. This is George actually asking, which I'm so shocked, because George's pet peeve is if you ever.
What's he asking about?
And he looks like he added me. He at Crypto, which he hates it when people does that. So I was like, surely this isn't George. And then when George asked top 3 crypto, whoo, but it just took me right to his channel. And then Jet just texted me and said, George just joined our Telegram. Jet with the, with the Hourglass Weights token. Jet doing the TV show, Next Crypto Gym, that George is going to be on, that we're also pumped about. We can't wait for this TV show. George is like perfect for this show. Is this for real? George? So
Georgie, Porgy. Hey, you guys. Who here loves George? Just look at those freaking thumbnails. Just look at that guy. Like, does he instill fear and love into your heart? Like, look at the difference between the one in the top left and the bottom right. It's very subtle. If you want to understand crypto, you got to understand the little tiny subtleties in Georgie's faces. Look at that.
Oh,
the small little nuances of George's face.
Here's the deal. If this is really you, here's as far as top crypto holdings. Of course, we're Bitcoin bulls. Okay. And of course, we're big on Ethereum. I'm big on Binance Coin. I'm big on Cosmos. Okay. But we're all a bunch of degen jewel maxis. DeFi Kingdoms jewel. We just had 1 million jewel burned already, burned out of existence. Okay. So the tokenomics of jewel was 125 million. Now it's less than 124 million and counting. Over 4,000 jewels burned every day. Okay. And then on top of that, the use case for jewels. So the tokenomics has been changed. It's originally was 500 million. Well, after the Harmony bridge hack and the difference between the need to have a governance token and a power token. But when I say governance token, that can, most of the time, governance tokens, no bueno. Minimal use case for governance tokens in many cases, right? But in this case, use case out the roof. In fact, Jewel, okay, we've got 124 million Jewel in existence, almost all of which is fully circulating. It's like 99 point something percent fully. circulating. Okay, there's hardly any jewels still yet to be released. Okay, from the like a little vesting, little bit, you know, but it's well under 1 million now of jewel left to be vested. Then on top of that, okay, yes, it is the governance token, but also, so we got, I think it's close to, is it 50 million or 70? I think it's closer to 75 million jewels locked up. Why? Why would people lock up their jewel? It's because of the in-game power ups, real world use case in the game. If you want to get into DeFi Kingdoms and you want to play this game, which by the way is coming out very soon, so much use case, okay, for this ecosystem, it goes on and on and on. The game is being developed out by Wisdom Gaming, teamed up, also paired as a partnership with the DeFi Kingdoms team directly. Okay. And so the PvP and PvE and crafting aspects of the game and the land is all being developed out. And guess what? The PvP portion is really close to, I don't know if I want to say completion. It's not there yet, but the initial pre-alpha test portion of the game, I think is coming real soon, right? Within, I don't know how soon, but I think real soon, like within a week or weeks, you know, something in that time frame. Okay. And I was able to go to Wisdom Labs and test the game. I tested the game. It's phenomenal. I can't wait. And we're all going to be able to test the game. Okay. Then we have several other features just about to be listed in this ecosystem, including Profession 10 level quests, green egg hatching. Okay. This is DeFi Kingdoms Jewel is the gas token on the DFK chain. The DFK chain, it does more than Ethereum does every day in transaction volume. Okay. And that's why all that jewels getting burned, 50% of all that jewels burned. But guess what? The jewel fees are so low. We're talking fraction of a penny per transaction. But hey, when you're doing 2 million transactions per day, you have your own blockchain. They have their own blockchain. That's an Avalanche subnet blockchain, but it's a totally independent, autonomous blockchain with Avalanche's love and help on top of that. But even if Avalanche died off, even if Avalanche was no more, this blockchain would be fine. It'd still be rocking and rolling. Okay, so it's not dependent on Avalanche at the same time, but yet we get all the benefits and love and help from Avalanche. Okay, so it's a win-win there. And so what that does is third-party developers, games like this that we're talking about today, games like Dragons Crossing, baby. That's what we're talking about today. These guys are some dudes that are deeply entrenched in the DeFi Kingdoms community as well. They've been developing this game for over a year. It's about to get launched. This game is about to get launched. Okay, with day one, when it's launched, we'll actually be able to play the game. He had a vision and a passion. He had a strong why that caused him to jump in and actually embark on creating his own project with phenomenal developers, all this stuff going, phenomenal artwork, the music, but his whole point is to have a fun game. He's a gamer. He's been in several games for many years, since his childhood, and he's had this why that's driving him. Okay, and so a game like Dragons Crossing, if they choose, could jump on the DFK chain and get love and support from the DFK team and ecosystem. There's other games. There's third-party games, such as Fight Club, for example, which is directly related to DeFi Kingdoms. Several other games, third-party games. So this ecosystem with DeFi Kingdoms having their own blockchain, they can function like a Gala Games can function. They can function like a Vulcan Forge can function. All coins also, which that I've also been in, or you know, a lot of, I'm not in some of these now, but I still have some Gala Games and several of these different projects. Okay, and there's some other, you know, like a Wax, where their focus is they want to help be a platform for other games to develop. Well, DeFi Kingdoms can do the same thing. And they have their own game that's phenomenal. It's going to be an esport level game. Who knows? I told Workhorse, the guy, the head dev of the game, I said, I believe this game could someday even be in the Olympics when esports comes out in the Olympics, which we know that's coming. I think it'll be huge. Okay. Plus, they have these partnerships going also with Chainlink, with that they're developing with Klaytn blockchain. Sterndale's now moved off of Harmony onto Klaytn. There's parity going in both chains. All kinds of developments coming. It's the dream team of all dream teams. Their core values are strong. So what are we? We're all a bunch of Jewel, Maxi, degens staking that Jewel in the jeweler. We're putting some Jewel and liquidity in the gardens. We're playing the game. You can do duels. You quest your heroes. You level up your heroes. You summon your heroes. You dark summon your heroes like Doug does. There's all this stuff going in the game. And the whole point is you want to try and get these NFTs, these DeFi Kingdoms NFTs are the most complex NFTs in all of crypto, period. The code, if you read the code in these NFTs, any developer looking at the code is going to be mind blown because it's so extensive. The genetics and the heroes and all the deep aspects of these heroes of DeFi Kingdoms. Okay. It's so deep. So then when we summon, we want to try and summon. We got tons of YouTube channels like Mythic Squad and About Life Podcast. What are they doing on there? They're summoning, right? They're summoning their heroes. They're trying to get those awesome traits, those genes, those abilities on their heroes for PvP. And then we quest our heroes. We level them up. There's so much strategy behind it. There's so much big brains alpha behind it. And then on top of that, we got this Dragon's Crossing game where they have such a strong why and all this stuff going. Okay. And I can't help myself. I want to help these guys. They're trying to launch this project fully ready to play game from day one, coming in May. Ooh, so exciting. Doug, what do you think of that, baby? Baby. Oh, you're muted.
My mic's off.
Yeah.
Everyone can Grady. All right, we're going to do a contest. Grady yourself and everyone in the comments, especially Brown Gent, please rate my background. Please rate my background.
Okay, here.
On a scale of 0 to 10 or whatever scale you want to use. Okay, look at my background here. There's even a little dragon guy like right there too.
Oh, baby.
I have many. I went in, in the Discord, there's like, they actually made a Mid-Journey, like little like sub Discord channel where you can go in and do Mid-Journey stuff just for free in the Dragon Crossing Discord. And I made a bunch of, this is what I did, Grady. I just typed in imagine, that's the prompt you have to do. And then Dragon's Crossing, that's all I did. And I made all these dragons from just that prompt. And they're so cool, right? It's just fun to play around and see, be creative, have what happens. And they have like roads going through with like people on them, with a crossing where the dragons come through. And I'm like, bro, I'm enjoying this so much. I'm killing it. So I was like, oh, you know what I need to do is I need to make it my background. Specifically, I do this for the Brown Gent because he showed up just to like get some like, good six-finger man jokes in. And anyways, please, you guys rate my background on a scale of 1 to 10. Whoever gets the most accurate description, the most accurate rating, I'll decide whoever is, or Grady can decide who has the best rating of my background. Will get to decide. I'll let you decide the next summons that I do. Okay, I'll let you decide if it's a dark summons, a regular summons, and the 2 heroes that I use to summon. I'm going to let you decide for me what I do. Okay.
Let's hear it.
Even if you force me to like buy a Dragon Knight or something, that might possibly happen to like do a thing. I don't know, but I got to do something, Grady. I got to do something because I got like crystal in my wallet. All right. And I got tears and I got to summon something. I need a Dread Knight so I can be ready for PvP. Grady, I need to have a hero with like big like stats so I can PvP. Because right now I got like 9 heroes, guys.
Oh.
I'm like the lowest the totem pole guy, and I gotta win. I gotta be the best PvP player, right? Oh, look at this. Brown Gent says nice. Brown Gent, very pleasant of you. I know you're a gentleman and you wear gloves over your 6 fingers and you ride your horses through the gentry and the landscape and you have a very nice life, but nice. These dragons are vicious. Look at this guy. He is ready to eat you alive. And then there's another one right there.
I didn't see the other one.
Look how spiky he is.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I got all kinds of dragon. I made all these myself, okay, because it was fun. I got more of them too. Don't worry. There's a whole nother ones. Let's do this one. I actually have another one too. I really like this one's here. This one's cool because these dragons look like they're about to eat somebody. Like, oh, they're about to burn you alive at the stake. Look at it's loading right now. Yeah, look at these dudes. Look at these dragons. Look at these son. Look at there's the crossing, and they're just waiting for you. Like, hey, buddy, is that your friend dragon? Are you gonna ride on the back, like Game of Thrones style? Is that your buddy? And then there's like a little baby dragon over there that's just walking around. That's probably the mama dragon and going like, hey, what's up, guys? Hey, by the way, could you come over here closer to me so I could roast you and feed it to my baby dragon? So there we go. Okay, so now gotta be Brown Jet says it has to be. He said he wishes a little bit more red, 9.5 out of 10. He says it must be a dark summons though. But Brown Jet, I don't know if you get to decide on my summons. Crypto Grady and I are gonna decide who has the best answer, okay? 69.69 out of 420, Sir Jewel. That's a pretty good answer, Grady. I like that one because it's also really low. It's not even 1 out of 420. That's a really good one. 6 out of 5 fingers. Oh, look at Chozo. 6 out of 5 fingers. Ooh, yes. That's a good one too.
Yes.
6 missing. Oh, they're missing fire breathing. That's true. There's no fire breathing. All I did was type in Dragon's Crossing, and that's it. I didn't do nothing else.
Really?
And I clicked some buttons. That's how I roll, Grady. I don't think about stuff. I just click buttons and I go in the fight and we go around the dark summoning circle and the pit of despair and we sacrifice a goat or a person. And then I get a mythical dude just pops out like a mythical freaking Dark Knight, a spell bow. The red ones are way better, he says. Well, that guy's kind of reddish brown in the background. He likes red. Brown Gent likes red dragons. Okay, so we've learned something today, Brown Gent. I was talking to Bloater Punch on Friday, and he was like, I'm going to go talk to Brown Gent about you. And I was like a little bit scared. I was like, oh, no. I was like, I'm a very, very big-time troublemaking dude, all right? I'm in trouble all the time. Mythic Squad's getting me in trouble. They're, like, telling everybody that, like, I'm talking trash about the Brown Gent. And I was like, look, you haven't even seen the beginning of my trash talk, okay? This is just a warm-up, Grady, all right? Me and the Brown Gent, like he's trying to lead me to the pit of despair, into the dark summoning pit. All right.
Yes.
That's dangerous.
Okay.
Have you been in there? It's like fiery. You can touch it. It'll burn you.
You're 2
It's like
for
lava.
2. You're 2 for 2 in your dark. First, he gets a mythic dark.
You know why? Because I'm scared of death. I'm scared to death. I'm like so hoping. I'm just like, please, Lord of DeFi Kingdoms, summon me the greatest hero ever. I'm like just like vibrating with like, come on, I only have 9 heroes, and then boom, all of our powers combined, we summoned a mythical, right? Just like crazy. So okay, out of all these answers right now, does everyone have their answer in? I see some Mythic Squad shout outs in there. That's always good to do that. Please shout out. Brown Gent's given a lot of answers. I also applaud people that overdo things, like answer a lot. Just express yourself, please. Who said to express yourself? Is that like Madonna or something? Express yourself, please. And okay, 6 out of 5 fingers. That's a pretty good one. Do we need to do a tier list? Is there like one of those tier list generators? I'll just do it on my fingers. Okay, what do we have here? What we got? Sir Jewel, Staker.
Yep.
0.69 to 420. That's pretty good. And we got 6 fingers out of 5. From Chozo. That's really good. That's pretty good. And then Brown Gent says, I wish it was a little more red. He's flexing and detracting for me, which is also funny. I do applaud that. And he said, LOL, nice. Like, yeah, it's kind of like humiliating when he's just like patting my head like that's a nice job. That's also funny. So you do get points for that. And he said he's already trying to give the answer to what he wants. So that makes me give him like, I respect that, but also it makes me kind of not want him to win a little bit. Okay, Sir Jewel says 6 out of 5 fingers. He votes for that. Okay. What do you think, Grady? So do you think Chozo's the winner?
So I have no idea. I guess so. Sir Jewel Staker is the man, by the way.
Well, Sir Jewel Staker's also being humble right now and trying to give it to someone else, which is also making me want him to win. Oh, he has to leave now. Now he has to leave. Okay.
I got to bounce too. So let's do maybe tonight. You want to get on tonight and do another stream? The two of us?
We probably should. And we can do like a summoning. So you can teach me more about like, maybe I'll even buy one hero from like the thing and like get a cool hero that I can summon with. And then Chozo, you can help. Ryder picks number 21. What are we picking? Okay. I think that maybe Chozo should be the winner. What do you think, Grady?
Yeah, I think we got to do it. Sir Jules Staker said it right there. Chozo.
Yeah.
Chozo's the winner. Right there.
You get to make the official like final decision, Grady, but that's just who I am going to nominate for myself.
Done. It's done.
And Sir Jules Staker also nominated him as this is a wonderful community moment, Grady, on your show, that we got to not only hang out with dragons, and we got to see the brown gent in all of his six-finger glory. And I live for the day where I meet brown gent in person and I shake his hand and he has 6 fingers. So then he says like, welcome to the dread dark summoning pit. And so I'm making that video. It's gonna happen. Okay. So if I won, you'd be heading to the pit of despair, so don't let it be me. We're just gonna screenshot this. We're screenshotting this. The Mythic Squad is gonna see this messaging. Is gonna see this. This is the thing, Grady, really quick before we leave. The brown gent it seems to be a pretty like smart, savvy dude. And when I see somebody that has like that, like kind of like, skill, I gotta like give them a real hard time. You know what I'm saying? Like I give people attention like that all the time because it's so fun. Like I really like having fun. And what is the best way to do things? Just having the most fun ever. So thank you, Brown Gent, for being the 6-finger man and playing part. Also, Ogre is the Brute Squad. If anybody else out there was not sure, Ogre is the Brute Squad. I don't know who Crypto Brady is yet. You might be the Dread Pirate Roberts, possibly. You kind of got like the enthusiasm, ready to kick the door down. But you might be Indigo Montoya because you're just like on a mission, like unstoppable force, right? Anyways, baby. Right? Anyways,
yes. All right.
You and Ogre hanging out 24/7. Anyways, good times. This is just a lot of fun. So maybe we'll do one later and we'll do some summonings and just have some fun. And we'll just continue doing this stuff.
Maybe we can get some other people on. We could get some of these other folks on. We could get like Chozo on and he could like guide us. Could he do it like a summoning? Do you think he could like actually do like a seance, like a chant or something? Yeah. And there's a dude I got to connect you with. His name's Effects. He goes by Effects. Aphex, also known as. Okay. And he is like Mr. Big Brains. He's the bomb. We got to get him. We haven't seen him. We need some more Effects sighting. We could get, who knows? We could get the Brown Gin in here. We could get Sir Jules Staker.
The more this goes off the rails, Brady, the more I'm for it. Is what I'm saying. Because the more you're off the rails, the more you're like on the rails.
We got to get Crypto Kong in here. We got to get Zabu in here. Let's do
Oh my God, if Zabu shows up, I don't even know what I'm gonna do.
And anybody else, just reach
I'm gonna get a potato, and I'm gonna do a potato sacrifice, Grady, around the dark summoning pit. All right,
man. Dude, I love you. Thank you for coming on. Doug Hype, you are one of a kind. I love you so much, man. Keep up the good work. Oh, we could get Wowie. I definitely want to do a video with Wowie. I have the kids.
Wowie wants to be on.
Yeah.
Chozo says he's not sure he could, or her, I don't know if this guy or her, but said they cannot connect. And also they do not condone dark summoning. This is a big controversial subject going on right now. That's the thing is that we're stuck now, Grady, with Chozo. So Chozo's our Lord and Savior, at least mine.
We're stuck with Chozo.
And what a name, like Chozo. I will worship the altar of Chozo.
That's
all right. Whether dark summoning or regular summoning, whatever. Maybe he's the god of light or something. I don't know. Leading the way for us.
What do you think of that? Does that make you want to get him on even more?
Not even. Yeah. Well, believe me, Chozo's in big trouble now because that's what happens. You're like, that's like when God's like, damn. Why are they worshiping me? These guys are crazy. I don't know if I'm into this.
We're going to pin down Chozo like a butterfly and a killing board and get him on, baby.
A butterfly and a killing board.
Yeah.
That was the most DJ comment I've ever seen. A butterfly and a killing board. Is that what it's called? Is that like a name for a board? It's probably got like a specific scientific name. And he's like the butterfly and the killing board. I was like, what is happening?
That's right. And I pinned down Bloater Punch like a butterfly and a killing board, and he passed all the time.
Chozo's trying to cede his position to Wowie. Now we know that Chozo is the chosen one.
Chozo, there's no escape.
I'm sorry, but you were born with skills and humor and intelligence, and it's just a thing that you have to deal with now. You can't just There's no the dark. I mean, when we're talking about summoning and gems, dark summoning, pits of despair, like the destiny has been chosen for you, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Look at these dragons behind me that I command. All right. Do you think that they're gonna be messing around? Look at them.
I'll tell you what.
All I did was type in like the mid journey like dragon crossing, and these are the dragons I got manifested here. All right.
Look at
Stalking
this.
around the crossings.
Look, he's coming out of his shell a little bit.
Oh, he says he want to make some vids soon.
He does.
You know what, Chozo? You're inspiring me right now. Right now, you're inspiring me, and I think
exactly how Zabu was at first.
Well, they also have a similar link to their names. Who knows? Zabu and Chozo could be the same person. They could be brothers. But
you know it?
Yeah.
Baby.
Well, that's the thing. We're generating the chemistry in the brain, getting things going. This is what you need. You got to have the hype. You got to have the passion stuff pop up. And then all of a sudden you just go boom and you have an idea and you're like, oh, wait, I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
Well, usually my ideas are like dancing with weird objects and like saying stupid things. But it's all good. And that's the thing, guys, is remember that you guys just do stuff, make content, do whatever, and have fun, right?
Yeah.
And then you'll keep getting better at it. You'll learn new stuff. Just hang out.
You just got to take that. Who cares at first? What? How many followers you got on your YouTube channel? Probably hardly any. That's okay. You can get in there. You can just, it takes experience and time, and you just can get in there. No pressure, baby. You got no pressure in there. You can just do whatever the hell you want to do.
Think about it, right? Have
fun. Do what you want to do. And
that's right.
What anybody thinks. There's my advice.
Just so you know, Chozo, as you're thinking about this, I was trying to get like what you call it, paladins and all those things and dark knights, and they combine to do like what a thing in Bababber. Anyways, we're going down that chain, trying to get all the way to like a dread knight maybe. Anyways, we'll talk about it later. It's cool.
Yeah. So I definitely want to get Wowie on the channel. I've been wanting to get him on the channel for a while to now look at this. I want to discuss with him on how to best level heroes for PvP. Baby, now that we've got a lot of the alpha coming out,
that's what I want, Grady. That's my goal. I just want a cool PvP hero to be able to battle with. I know there's lots of other stuff going on, but just for right now, I was looking at the hero tavern. There's lots of them with like really great stats, right?
Yeah. And anybody just coming in, start this thing over. Absolutely, start this over. It's a must.
Put it on 1.69 speed.
Yes, exactly that. I love you guys. Doug Hype and Crypto Grady out. I love you, man. Love you guys.
Thank you so much for having me on the show, and I'm super pumped about doing more stuff. And there's the brown gent again.
Yes.
Look at that. Look at that. He loves that. He loves that picture.
That's brown gent.
He loves that.
I love you guys. All right. Peace out.
All right.